Hello everyone, we're back. It's Rose and Carter do the JOB with myself, Johnny Rose, and the man drinking out of his brow mug, Bully Boy Carter. Hello mate, welcome back.
Here, right?
Today we're going back to what we should have been looking at the last time when we couldn't. It's the Batten Twins, Brad and Bart Batten. I love these, but it's like your first Batten Twin experience. What did you make of them?
I enjoyed them. I'd never heard of them. I'd never even heard the name before when you chose them. Just similar to that the State Patrol. I don't think I'd heard of them. I couldn't remember, but I definitely hadn't heard of the Battens. But I'm surprised because they've been around, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've been around, and I did have a quick look on Google and stuff I read a little bit about them, and yeah, they've fucking been everywhere, really, haven't they?
Yeah, well, the kind of breakdown. They're from West Virginia, Brad and Bart Batten. They wrestled 1983 to 2005 as a team. So it's a fair old stretch, isn't it? That's 22 years?
22 years, yeah.
They're legit twins, so obviously been around each other all their life, haven't they? They began with the Poffos in the ICW. And then off to Central States, where they were record holding 4 times Central States Tag Team Champions, beating the Midnight Express and the Midnight Rockers in feuds. So that's like a pretty high, upper echelon team, isn't it, really? 4-time World Wrestling Council Tag Team Champions in Puerto Rico as well. 83 and 84 for the Poffos, 84 and 85 in Continental for Jerry Jarrett, 85 and 86 for Central States, 86 in World Class, 86 also for Texas All-Star Wrestling, 86 and 87 back in Central States, 87, 88 for World of Wrestling in Florida, which had the Fargos, Rose and Ken Toombs, a very young Yokozuna, 88 and 89 in World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico, 90 and 92 in World Class, in World Championship Wrestling, but primarily was separately in sort of preliminary matches. 92 and 93 was in Smoky Mountain. 93 they were back to Puerto Rico for World Wrestling Council, and then later on the America's Wrestling Federation, which was like the rival company apparently to Carlos Colon's. 94 and 95 back to Smoky Mountain for the end of Smoky Mountain there. 96 to 2001 on the Independence. 2001 to 2003 for Southern States Wrestling, Bo James Promotion. 04 Indies again, and then 05 the retirement tour. Brad passed away in November of 2014. Bart continued a little more, wrestling some small shows, around their area. But yeah, that's quite a list of places they've been,
Yeah, many places.
There's nowhere they haven't been. Let's be fair. So we did 4 matches from here, there, and everywhere. Yeah. What did you do first?
Well, I would like to do them in order, but none of the fucking matches had years or dates or anything on them. So literally,
I found that to do a little bit of diving. I don't know whether I've got it right, to be fair, but it don't matter. We'll just see what you got in it.
Yeah. So the first match is against the PYTs of Coco and what's it, Norval? Is it?
Norval Austin, yeah.
Yeah.
Would that have been Memphis? Would that be Memphis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from the list, I'm gonna guess that's 84 to 85 time Continental Jerry Jarrett's.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was probably from about that time, to be honest. And it was really weird this as well, because I wrote down because Coco was like a heel, and I still watch that tag team. And to me, it's still weird seeing him as a heel because he's so fucking over. He's such a just a friendly face of because obviously I grew up on WWF, so And then when I go back and watch the old stuff when he's, you know, a heel in the tag team, to me it's still, I can't fucking
A
like
bloody
it's
good heel though. He was a really good heel, wasn't he?
yeah, he was. But like I say, it's funny because like to me, he's always like, you know, that fucking lovable, like, you know, face kind of guy. But it's always weird watching him. But I think he's fucking brilliant. Coco is anyway. So that's one of the reasons I chose this match, just because I'm a fan of Coco, you know. Massive shine by like the Batten. Fucking went on for like ever. Like, you know, like fucking I guess like the Rockers used to, and Steamboat, and it's like fucking half the matches is shine. You know what I mean? Like yeah,
I
long.
mentioned a bit later on. I mentioned this in one of the matches, and yeah, it's good to see as well, isn't it?
It is.
It breaks up, you know, shine heat comeback finish match is great, but especially when you've got a longer match to fill, you know, or go into regular venues. So what? It's very difficult to do the same thing all the time.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But yeah, I just found that like I always like it when you know, when the faces do have them long, you know, them long shines. It something as well that I noticed about this was the commentator didn't know which fucking Batten was which. Like, no, and if he don't know, then I ain't got a fucking clue, to be honest. So
But in any of these, I've had no fucking idea which is which.
no, so I've even put the commentator don't know like which Batten's taking the heat because he's when they, you know, when the heels do take over, they're giving him the heat. I don't know who the fuck it is, but it was a fun match. It was a simple match, real simple match. The finish came with power slam like from one of them, and then the other dude just hits like the elbow on the Batten and like power slam elbow like combination type finish thing. But no, it was good though, and it was the first match I've ever watched with the Battens like ever that I'm aware of, and I enjoyed it. They look like a real like, you know, I've always been a massive fan of tag team wrestling like you have, and they look like just a proper fucking. I'm surprised they, you know, I'm surprised I hadn't heard of them. Like really, I'm surprised I'd never heard of them. You know, but no, it was good.
My first comes, I think it was '88. It was Southern Championship Wrestling, and their heels here
Okay.
against Chick Donovan and Joey Maggs. Both Chick Donovan and Joey Maggs were like relatively famous, almost enhancement, but better than enhancement. Do you know what I mean? You know,
Right.
both have been around here, there, and everywhere. Batten's a heel. There's a cracking little thing that Chick Donovan does with a headlock, and then he pulls up and gets the head scissors on the other Batten twin and does the old takeover thing, which is I think is really cool.
Right.
Joey Maggs doesn't get in at all, really, in the early going. It's all Chick Donovan, like a massive shine again, but it's all Chick Donovan.
Okay.
It's very simple. Everything's really, it's relatively slow, but when they do the spots, they're fast, and so everything's effective. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when the heat starts, the Battens just make it look so easy. You know what I mean? The pin attempts and the tags, and there's no speech going on. They just know exactly what they want to do and when they want to do it. All four get in the ring at the end. Batten misses a drop kick. Sorry. Batten misses a drop kick on Joey Maggs.
Right.
Chick gets into the referee's trying to push him out. They do the switch, so the other Batten's in, like, so making it look like he did the drop kick. So then there's some sort of small package kind of gimmick.
Right. Okay.
And then Chick stops that happening. Riggs gets in. So they've done the switch, but the switch is fucked up. And then, so now Chick gets in to try and save this situation, which he does. Referee pushes Chick Donovan out again. And then there's another switch. So there's the fucking double goozle, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, you expect it once, and then it stops. So you expect it once, and it's going well, and you expect the Battens to win, and then Chick Donovan saves it, so you expect the faces to win, and then there's another fucking switch. So like, fucking hell, he had him, he didn't have him, he had him. So that was a really cool finish. Yeah, very enjoyable. And Southern Championship Wrestling had good TV and stuff, you know, with proper, you know, Tommy Rich and you know, really good names on. Austin Idol did a lot there. Paulie Dangerously managed there. I know. I've got a tape of their stuff. It's really good. Yeah, cracking. Good start. Where you go next?
Cool. My next one is it's a tag against Randy Savage and Dave Schultz.
Right. Also Memphis then.
You what? Sorry.
Also be Memphis, wouldn't it?
I believe so. Where was it? I've not wrote it down. I think it was. I think I remember. It wasn't a very long match at all. It was like basically a squash. Like
Right.
not like a squash, but it was pretty one-sided. Yeah, and they literally beat the fuck out of Brad, and the finish was like an elbow from Savage, but like it wasn't from the top, it was from the second. So I don't know whether he used to do it from the second or not. But
Right. Or whether it was just a Memphis studio being low or what.
Yeah, it was a weird one, but like it was like I say, they didn't get much in here on the Battens, and they just beat the shit out like one of them, and then beat him with a second rope elbow. Then after the bell, they beat the fuck out of them some more as well. So
Just
so
a
that
good match. It
yeah,
must have been just a match to get this, because I'm guessing at that time Savage would have been relatively new to Memphis, so they're just doing anything they can to get him over, right?
yeah, I said so.
Okay.
Yeah, but like it's only 3 or 4 minutes long. This match, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like I say, all one-sided pretty much. So
Right.
yeah.
My next one's the year after the last, 89. This one from World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico versus the Super Medico #1, who I've done a bit of research into, and apparently it's Jose Estrada. But in '89, he would have been in the WWF as one of the conquistadors. So I could be wrong, unless there was some sort of thing that he could do both. I don't know. So it could have been anyone under the mask. And Rufus R. Freight Train Jones, who I didn't know until very recently, but is the father of Slick. I didn't know that. Never knew that. Never.
In fact, I just found that recently. Maybe it was you that told me. I don't know. I just found that
I
literally
probably
out.
told you at the same time I found out, because it was only recent I found out.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you told me. Yeah, very recently, because I definitely found that out. I was a bit shocked as well, to be fair.
Never knew that at all. But yeah, Battens of the Heels again. This is one of the simplest matches I've ever seen ever. But these fucking Puerto Rican crowd are well into it. They don't, you know, they're buying every finger move. You know, you don't have to do moves. You just have to move your arm to get over here.
Yeah.
Rufus has like a headlock on for what seems like 4 hours, but he doesn't need to do anything else. You know, why do anything else if you don't have to? You know, he's moving his arse and doing his little dance and shit, and it's getting over. There's some like arm exchanges, very much rocker styley, but not quite as quick, because Rufus ain't moving that quick. Batten tries to get out and fucks up, and then boom, it's back on the arm. There's several of them early on. This is proper like my kind of match. That's the ice cream van, if you can hear him. It's so simple but so over. The timing was great. Working the holds, like working the arm all the time. There's a masked man next to the ring with the Batten Twins, but I don't know who it is, because it's Puerto Rican commentary. Can't make fucking head or tail of it. There's a tiny heat on Rufus, but it's like one of them Jimmy Valiant heats where you just give him one punch and then he sours for ages. So it's really cool. The Medico man, Super Medico #1, does a double crossbody near the end, like on both the Batten Twins, which I thought was cool. The actual finish was one of the Batten's crossbodies, the Super Medico off the top, and Medico just rips through. but it's a really simple match and it's so over. You know, quite a big crowd of people in this. 89 wasn't like the best period for Puerto Rican wrestling, but they still had a fair few there, and it was super over, really good. Loved it. And the ice cream man's a right fucking noisy cunt. What you got now, mate?
Right now, I've got a tag against fucking Matt Bourne and the Dingo Warrior.
Oh, fucking hell. So this is world class, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck me, it was a fucking weird one. This I thought I'd pick. I thought I'd pick this one because of the fucking, the fucking odd pairing of Matt Bourne and the fucking Dingo Warrior. But I'm assuming at this point Warrior's new as fuck, any. Like,
yeah, he never got any less green though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but he's fucking as green as fucking anything on the like. This was, you could tell he was new. Like, even like, I think even fans that have like not even anything to do with wrestling, like just people watching, could see how fucking green he was. It was actually quite funny watching. But I also noticed that he wasn't involved much. Like, he kind of, they knew, like, he knew, like, he ain't gonna fucking be doing a whole load of shit in it. Like, he's green as fuck. He's there to learn. He's fucking tagging with Matt Bourne as well. So,
just watch the pros, eh?
yeah,
Just stand there and watch what we do.
Just stand on the apron and fucking till I tell otherwise, But yeah, it was actually a fun match. Like I say, Dingo Warrior didn't do shit really. It was actually pretty even as well. I thought, like, trying to build Dingo Warrior, and then you got like Matt Bourne. I thought it might have been a bit more one sided, but it was a pretty even match. It was pretty decent, I thought. Yeah, I've even put Warrior as fucking very green, but only was in it for little parts. Like, the finish came with a fucking I think it was a. Oh yeah, I think fucking Warrior hit a splash, and then Bourne like just ran off the ropes and hit a fucking diving elbow or something for the finish. But it was just, it was good. There's not really a lot to it, really. Like I say, it was all fucking, like, it was a bit back and forth and that, and Dingo Warrior looked like a fucking midget at an NBA tryout or something. He just didn't fucking look like he was fucking like didn't look like he fucking belonged there, to be fair.
The best he could have done was stand on the apron, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, he's a fucking specimen though. He looked a fucking he looked
it's ideal for standing there looking fucking nasty, isn't he?
Exactly. Fucking yeah, but it was quite funny just watching him because you could tell how green he was. But I think he improved. He improved a little bit from that, like, over the years, like, because like he didn't do a lot, but I think you could tell he might have. He was fucking huge here though. He was ripped, but he was fucking huge. Like,
was he face painted up as well?
Yeah, like a lot shorter hair, like shorter, like dark hair, but still face painted in that. Yeah, it looked massive, but no, it was a fun little match, to be honest. Like, it was like,
on my list, world class is 86. Batten Twins were in 86 in world class. So, still, I don't know what year Warrior went to WWF, but I'm guessing it's like end of 87, maybe, because he was at WrestleMania 4.
Yeah,
which was 88, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so it's very early 88 or end of 87. He would have gone there, right?
What was his first pay-per-view? Was it the Rumble? 88.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know if he was at 88 Rumble.
Can't remember, actually. I don't know.
I'm not sure he was, But he was definitely at Mania 4, wasn't he? Because he was on with Hercules.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that's like April, isn't it? March, April. So
yeah, I reckon that was his first pay-per-view, Yeah. But yeah, no, it was all right. It was a fun match, to be honest.
Lovely. I'm in Smoky Mountain for my next one, 1993, for the Batten Twins versus Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden, with Dutch Mantel.
Right.
Do you know what I thought was funny, right? And this is nothing really to do with the wrestling. It's just how the Batten Twins looked. They always looked identical in everything I've ever seen, every picture, everything. So the one I watched in Puerto Rico from '89, the Batten Twins were quite sort of shredded, slim, same face, same hair, but shredded. Here in '93, yeah, the other one was '89. Here in '93, they're still in shape. Don't get me wrong, but they've put on a bit of, put on a few pounds. The beer belly's developing, but they're both still identical. It's like they've eaten the same amount of burgers and not gone to the gym the same amount of times and drunk the same amount of beer, because they're exactly the same fucking size still. So I thought that was really funny. Yeah, so Jimmy Golden was Bunkhouse Buck in WCW.
Right.
The early part of the matches with him, there's a bit of heat on Bunkhouse Buck from the Batten Twins. Battens are so good at selling as well when the heat starts on the Batten Twins. Batten Twins tag, massive pop. They're banging fucking Bunkhouse Buck all over the shop. There's a cut off by Rob. And then Rob wins by submission with this really odd sort of leg voice, fucking rolly up thing that I've never seen before. But in the promo after, he calls it the fuller leg lock.
All right.
Yeah, this is another. It's very even. Both teams are over. It's like it's the Batten Twins area as well, in it sort of Smoky Mountain area. So yeah, good, and something I could watch all day because it was very action packed, and yeah, really enjoyed that.
Sweet.
Your last?
My last one was an absolute fucking cracker. I loved this one. This one, actually, I have got the year for 88 against the Sheep Herders.
Okay.
This was fucking brilliant. In fact, as well, what I liked about it, it was actually the Battens were actually doing the commentary, like they were talking about the matches that was happening.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean?
Which they did on a lot of Puerto Rican videos. I have some Puerto Rican videos that they do the commentary on.
Yeah. No, it was I quite enjoyed that. It's fucking brilliant match. I think it was a jump start by the Sheep Herders. They were like obviously the heels here, and they done a do-si-do. Like the Batten's done the do-si-do, then hit like a double drop kick. But fuck me, it was the most perfect, beautiful double drop kick I think I've ever fucking seen. Like I always think when you do double drop kicks on like one person, it looks a bit odd because
one tends to mix.
Yeah.
As well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll always remember the Rockers doing it on Twin Towers. I think it was on Akeem at WrestleMania 5, and I don't think Marty got anywhere fucking near him.
He just shot straight past Akeem, didn't he?
Yeah, it almost fucking splashed him or something, like landing on him. But yeah, but doing it on two people, it's fucking beautiful because obviously they're going in different directions. So they do the do-si-do, drop kick the fucking Sheep Herders, beautiful, and they just like go powdering out the ring to kind of regroup, which was a great start. There's a point in it as well, which was fucking. I don't know what Batten it was, but the Sheep Herders whip him off the ropes, and they kind of go for like a fucking. It's like a double line, but it's like a double, almost like a double Polish hammer, like the way their arms, like like a double kind of forearm thing. So as they do it, the Batten ducks, and then as the Sheep Herders like feed around to the Batten, like one is in front of the other. They're not side by side. You know what I mean? So he ducks the double fucking line or whatever it was. But then as the Batten turns back round, there's one Sheep Herder in front of the other, and he drop kicks one, and he fucking goes into the other one, and it looked beautiful. Yeah. Fucking brilliant spot. And it's like
different.
Yeah, you wouldn't see that. I don't think I've ever seen that because they always fucking you duck a line, they're fucking side by side, aren't they? Like naturally. So it was good how they positioned that and fucking looked beautiful that did. What else have I got here? Oh yeah, the real simple finish with a fucking cross body off the top, fucking bumps into the ref, and then one of the Sheep Herders fucking crack with the. I think one of the Sheep Herders is getting pinned by one of the Battens as the ref's been conked out. The other fucking Sheep Herder gets the flag, nails them on the back. Bosh, 1, 2, 3. And then
Gosh, can't go wrong with them two teams, really.
no, I fucking
Total contrasted styles, but both out for the same result. You know.
yeah, definitely. I love the sheep herders. Like, loved the whole career. Like, no matter where they were, even the bushwhackers. I've got a soft spot for the bushwhackers. They were fucking brilliant, regardless of what fucking idiots say. They were great. Like, they've done their job. They knew the job.
Bushwhackers are clearly idiots.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they knew what their job was. They weren't there to fucking win titles and have fucking 45-minute classics. You know what I mean? They were there to fucking do the job they were there to do, and they've done it brilliantly. So
you think about who was there at the time when the bushwhackers were, you know, at their peak. We're talking sort of 89, 90, right? Now,
yeah.
who was there having fucking 5-star matches? No fucker. Nobody. It was fucking gimmick central, right? And shorter matches, and nobody was setting world records.
No.
But everything was brilliant.
And they were there as well. They were there at the time when tag team wrestling anywhere has never been better. It was fucking phenomenal. Like, the tag teams that they had at that time, and then the bushwhackers went there, and it's like, well, they're fucking different from every single other tag team on that roster. They're fucking totally different from anyone, probably fucking anywhere, to be honest, because they were fucking wacko. And like, it was great to see. You know, the fucking fans loved them as well. They were over like fuck, like so
I think
over.
there's so what you could have done with them. I think it's a little shame that they were cut off so soon.
I know that like fucking, I don't know if I think I mentioned this before, that Crush was meant to be going there as the manager, like Brian Adams.
Right.
Originally, but
Bushwhackers manager.
yeah, because what happened was your good mate Bret Hart was fucking said something about, like, it was Pat Patterson that got the call to fucking, I can't remember, I'm sure it was Pat Patterson something that spoke to Vince, because there was going to be 3 of them going. This is what I heard, and like Bret was like, yeah, but the only thing is that Patterson says they don't want Crush, but he'll take you two, or something along those lines, because they were in like Stampede, weren't they, the sheep herders and that? And I guess that's where the connection with like the Hearts come from or whatever. But yeah, that's what I always heard. Like, I've not heard it from many places, but yeah, apparently, because Crush would have been fucking right new as well. Like, he would have been proper like new back then.
Like, really new. I
But
mean,
then
he was relatively green when he got there in 90, wasn't he?
yeah, and then he went there. Well, he so when did the Bushwhackers go? What year was that then? 89 was it?
They were at WrestleMania 5, which was 89.
So yeah,
and the first Rumble, which it must have been the end of 88 then.
So they didn't want Crush as the manager, and then they brought him in like a year later as a part of Demolition.
Odd, very odd.
Yeah, but
right, my last one was from 2004, so relatively recent in their world. Mountain State Wrestling from West Virginia versus Scotty McKeever and the Cuban Assassin. This is the Richie Ace Vito version of the Cuban Assassin, not the Dave Sierra Cuban Assassin.
Right.
I think this guy's dad was also the Stampede Cuban Assassin. Like, I think it's the son of the Stampede one.
Okay.
Scotty McKeever was brilliant. I watched a lot of Scotty McKeever because I watch a lot of like West Virginia, sort of southern states wrestling TV. He passed away in 2018, which was a bit of a shock, really. But he'd been about everywhere as well, did WCW enhancement and the like. This shows the professionalism of everyone involved here, because I've done a head count and there's 15 in, and they still get their bollocks. Do you know what I mean? This is a lot of people watch these things and knock it, going, "Oh, why are these people still wrestling for 15 people?" You know, fucking. You see Ricky Morton matches in the same situation, and they're like, "Oh, I think it's bad when they still have to do this." They don't have to do this; they choose to do this. You know, they do. They fucking love what they do, and
that's it, isn't it?
Them wrestling in front of 15 people is still wrestling.
It is, and it's like
there's 4 million in.
Yeah, well, I always as well, like, there's something that a lot of people say, which when I was new to wrestling, I had that mindset as well. But now, like, I'm a lot wiser and I know a hell of a lot more. Like, I was always told by people, and I think it's a load of bollocks now. Like, absolute fucking, but even promoters have said this to me. I think it's fucking shit. It's like, I've been on shows and they're like, there's only like 20 in tonight. So don't fucking worry about, going all out, or just don't fucking, and it's like, to me, it's not the amount of people that's there, it's where the fuck you are on the card to what you change. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's 30 people there or 150 people there and I'm on first, I'll do the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna go out there and be like, oh well, I don't want to be taking that tonight in front of fucking that, because like there might be 8 people there, but they all paid the same fucking money to watch you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're getting robbed.
Like, if you go to the cinema and there's only 5 people there, then they're not going to only show half of the film, are they? They're still going to show exactly the same fucking film.
And the film's not going to
should have exactly the same wrestling show. It's not their fault that other people haven't come. And they prove it here. These are 4 people that have well established certainly in the area. I mean, Scotty McKeever and the Cuban Assassin aren't worldwide names, but they've been about, and they're established wrestling veterans, and they give it their bollocks. And I love these little shows. I watch a lot of sort of local TV that's still on now on the YouTube. Fucking that Cuban Assassin's brilliant because he's loud all the way through it, which really helps sort of keep the heat going when it's difficult. And he keeps saying stinking, he was pulling his stinking ass, shut your stinking mouth, blah blah blah, everything's stinking. And there's a kid at the ring and he goes, why do you keep saying stinking? And he went, shut your stinking mouth. I thought that was brilliant. A lot of headlock takeovers and stuff, the simple shit. And then the heat is very simple tag stuff. Do you know what I really enjoyed? And it's so fucking simple, but it's a timing thing and a communication thing and people knowing positioning. But so the baby face is groggy, not knackered, not overselling, but just groggy in the middle of the ring. Heels tag, in comes other heel, baby face hip tosses him. / arm drags him, whatever the fuck, right? But to get that across to someone that's a little greener is very fucking difficult, isn't it? Because you've got to get the message to him that he's taking this thing when he gets to me. Do you know what I mean? But it's so simple yet so beautiful thing to see. There's the old boot to the back cut off point by Scotty McKeever. The heat's on. We're 10 minutes in at this point, so there's been a lot of gaga and headlocking going on. Loads of great hopes and cut-offs and bits and bobs. Double drop kick, double noggin, all 4s in, Battens run into each other. The finish is right good as well. There's a sunset flip from a Batten twin on Scotty McKeever. The Cuban Assassin holds Scotty McKeever's hand so he can't go over. And then the other Batten twin comes in, drop kicks the fucking Cuban Assassin, over goes. Scotty McKeever, job's a good one. All in all, the Batten twins are fucking brilliant. Oh, do you know what's funny as well? Do you know what I said about the Batten twins putting exactly the same amount of weight on? That was from 1993, weren't it? When they grew in exactly the same size. This one Batten twin is fucking hench as fuck, and the other one a bit tubby. So they've forgotten that rule by this time. I'd already written that in the other one. I was like, oh fuck. I thought that was funny. Cracking. I love those little independent shows, and I think little independent shows like that that do it right. They can't be doing everything right because there's only 15 people there, but they're doing wrestling right. And as long as that stays alive, then wrestling's going to stay alive, isn't it?
I enjoy watching them old shows from guys that we grew up watching. Like, you know what I mean? Whether it's fucking Greg Valentine or fucking Axe or whatever, Tito, it's always good because it's like, I've watched them in front of 30,000 people and now I'm watching them in front of 20 people. It's the same fucking guy. It's not like he's got worse. He's probably got fucking better. Like, you know what I mean? So
like when people knock them and saying why are they still doing it? You know, they don't have to. They choose to. You know,
yeah,
they do it because they're giving something back to those local fans that aren't going to get a chance to go and see them at WrestleMania. You know, they
yeah,
wouldn't have had that opportunity. They wouldn't have been able to afford that opportunity.
no,
They wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have been able to drive to New York or you know whatever the fuck. It's in their town, so why wouldn't they go and see it and appreciate it? And fucking
and
brilliant.
also like a lot of them as well. They've made a fucking load of money, and a lot of them have been sensible with it as well. They weren't all fucking like into the drugs and into the fucking party life
Tito's
and
a
that.
fine example, right? Like you
No,
said
sorry.
earlier, but like you said, Tito's still wrestling. He's a
Yeah,
perfect example.
yeah,
And he, you know, he's got a nice day job. You
yeah.
know, he's got a business with his wife's hairdressers. You know, he doesn't need the cash, but he just
Same as
loves what he does.
Axe is the same way. Axe is like a fuck. I think he's a maths teacher, is it? Or something? He's a teacher of some
Well,
kind, and
Tito's a Spanish teacher, so it must be the teacher thing.
yeah, and like to say that they need it is like so funny because it's not like they're doing it every fucking day to pay the bills. They might like some of them might do it once every fucking few months, like you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they pick and choose what they do.
And it's like they're not. I'm sure like their wages, they're not going to get a fucking massive fucking like a massive payout for like one show. Like what they're gonna how are they gonna live on that? You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous.
It's not like a fucking Undertaker WrestleMania appearance. It's Axe wrestling in a fucking car park of a Walmart, but he still
Yeah,
loves wrestling. And why wouldn't you do it?
yeah, exactly. Definitely.
Yeah. All in all, Batten Twins, fucking fabulous.
Yeah,
I'd recommend a friend to watch the Batten Twins anytime.
definitely.
My favourite, I think, was the Smoky Mountain one, but
Yeah,
that's
my
Smoky Mountain, I think. And you'll go with the Bushwhackers, right?
definitely. Yeah,
Winner.
yeah,
Wednesday, we're going out the comfort zone with XPW Enter the Sandman. It's only like on for an hour. It's like a highlights of a show.
okay.
That I'll stick the link in for. Friday's your pick of Kamala, singles wrestler Kamala,
Yeah,
because he just died when we originally picked him.
yeah. I did have someone else in mind, but then with the situation, I thought I'll change it. But the funny thing is, I can't even remember who I had originally in mind now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Kamala's a pick regardless, right? There's
yeah,
a lot to watch in the Kamala world. So yeah, looking forward to that. Not looking forward to much to XPW, but we've got to do the shit as well as the good,
no,
you
it's
know.
gonna be a fucking. I might have to get a few beers to fucking sit down and watch that fucker. To be honest, but
Yeah,
I'll give it a go.
I might just I might do it over 3 days just so I can watch like fucking 2 minutes a day.
Yeah, it should have started fucking like 3 weeks ago. You might have fucking got the end by now.
But you know, we've got to do these things. We're wrestling journalists now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's that, and we'll see everyone Wednesday when we do some hardcore wrestling. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how it's, but yeah, laters.